All right, back with another weekly preview. AK47 over at Prime Trading Investments and TradeCaster.com. Big week ahead. We got earnings reports. Small caps have been on fire like I talked about. But this week I got Google and AMD Tuesday, Microsoft Meta Wednesday, Amazon Apple Thursday. We got a big week ahead. Big movement coming up in my opinion. So let's go through these levels and real quickly. And of course, importantly for you guys that love small caps, look at these moves. MNPR this month. This has happened on Thursday from 5 to 30, essentially 5 to 40. Drug a couple of weeks ago with that multi-tiered move up from essentially $1 to 80 almost. We got even smaller moves, but still great moves from plays that went from 25, 30, 50, whatever, up to 350. These plays are great movement from small caps, which equals good longs, good shorts. Told you about 10 to 15 days into October, great big moves up and down. Same thing with November, kind of dies off here. This will be the last good fun week in my opinion. It kind of slows down in November, especially for the election. And then about 10, 12, 15 days into November, same thing. Watch for spicy action into Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Now for large cap play spies, going to make this one nice and sweet today and get straight to these main levels. Normal high of the week, 86 to 85, the normal highs we've been creating somewhere through this area. Ultimate high of the week up to 88.75 to 590. That's right. We've got a lot of earnings reports this week. We'll see if some of them are good. Wait till I show you Netflix and Tesla if you didn't see them. They're big moves so far. And will that move the SPY? Because we've got a lot, not just one. We had one a couple of weeks ago, one last. We actually have a lot of big tickers, a lot of big movers from the SPY that take up a lot of its movement. We could see some movement from the SPY this week. Now on the way back on down, the market cap could be moving the SPY. Normal lows, I'm going to go right on down to the 75 mark. Right around 575, normal low of the week. Ultimate lows, maybe some of these bad earnings drag it down and maybe we have negative. A lot of, not that they have to be negative reports, but there's been times where it's a negative report and it's bad earnings, but it goes up. Or good earnings and it goes down. Ultimate lows, I'm going minimum 570 right here. Back down to 570 to 570.50. With the potential move all the way down to 565 because we broke this uptrend channel, as you can see here, that we've been up on quite a while, getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Now, again, with these earnings, we could have a quick rejection and back on up. Quick reversal and squeeze the new highs, but we've got to get back above that uptrend channel, and that's why that's going to be my normal high of the week, because by the time we get back up there, that's going to be some strong resistance. Now, over to Apple. Earnings on Thursday. Normal high of the week. This 37 to 37.50 mark. Ultimate high of the week over 37. You're on all-time highs. You're in a squeeze mode as well. Big moves coming up. Or we could crack this uptrend channel. Look at this uptrend channel starting from there, touching there, right? Maybe not quite touch there, but it definitely could start there, moving up. We crack that. My normal low of the week is going to be a crack back on down. We'll go back to the 15-day, 15-minute. And the channel we've been in, which is right around 227, right around 228. My normal low, I think we could crack lower than that. I know we've been in here, but I'm going to stick with that as my normal low, right around 227.50. Ultimate low of the week. Watch for a crash easily to 226, if not down to 224, and then down to 221, especially with earnings and it is bad negative. I think this play could end up down minimum to 220 with a move down to around 215 to somewhere right around there. So with earnings, I have Apple down to around 215, maybe a little bit lower to 210, somewhere in there. I don't think we get lower 215, but that's where with earnings and it goes down big. Normal high 37.50, but with good earnings and we pop up and squeeze move, I'm going 245 to 250, somewhere in that range. Now, if we're already up here come Thursday and we're floating around in this area well above 230, right around 237, 230, we could squeeze to 250 minimum, maybe even higher to 255. Same thing to the bottom side. Did we crack under 227.50 by Thursday? If so, and we're somewhere in this area, we're easily hitting 215, and that's why I want to bring up this kind of 210. I don't think we get back down below 200, though. I don't think that happens, at least even with earnings. I'll go 215 to around this 207 mark. Top side with earnings, 245 to 255. Let's go over to AMD because it's got earnings on Tuesday. Normal high of the week, I'm going to stick with last week's highs of this 61.50 mark. Ultimate highs, watch for a move with earnings, and this could then start moving over that mark. I'll say minimum to 66, but I'll say this probably hits 169, 170 with the potential pop to 173, 175. On the way back on down, your normal low of the week is going to be this 150.50 mark on the low from last week. Your ultimate lows, especially with bad movement from earnings on Tuesday, watch for a move down minimum to 148 with the potential move down to 143.50 to 140. I think we get somewhere in there. We might see down to 132. I just think the most we move this week would be about 15 to 20 up, 15 to 20 down. So that'd take it most up to 175 and most down to around this 130 through 135 mark. Somewhere in there. That's to be the most I think we'd move overall up and down. Overall with Amazon, which is still big movement. Amazon, we got earnings on Thursday. Normal high of the week, I'm going to say it would stick around 91.50 if we did not have earnings, but we have earnings. So minimum with earnings, watch for move to 195 with the potential move back up, like last time, to 200, just a hair over it. For your normal low of the week, I'm going to stick with right around the lows of last week, right around 183 to 184. With your ultimate lows with a movement down bad with earnings on Thursday to 180 minimum with a maximum down to 170. Over to ARM. Doesn't have earnings this week, but real quickly, normal high of the week. Watch for a pop up to 150 to around 150, 151, somewhere in there. Ultimate highs easily takes it to 153 with the potential of where we came from last week, which is all the way then back up to around 158.75, close to 160. Ultimate highs there. Normal low of the week, right here, right around 137.50, with ultimate lows going down to around 132.75. Another one that has earnings this week, and I always just do GOOG without the L, so we'll stick with that. Your normal high of the week will be the high we've created over the past couple of weeks, which is just 170 corridor. With earnings goes up, it's positive, we move up. 175 minimum with the potential move up like last time. And if you played this with me earlier this year like we did with Google, we saw a nice good move on Google up to 180 and a hair over it with earnings earlier this year. So I think that could still possibly happen again. I don't think we'd get over it. I know we were lower last time, but I think potentially normal highs 170-ish area, ultimate highs minimum 175 with a big potential up to the mid to low 180s. For the way down, I'm going to go with normal low of the week right around 160, 150, just a little bit lower than last week's low of 163. Under 160, 150 for your ultimate lows with bad movement from earnings. Watch for that move down to 155 and potentially down to 150. We'll call it 148.75. Over to Meta. Movement on Wednesday and Thursday for earnings. Normal high of the week, I'll stick with the highs from last week, right around 585. But we have earnings, and this play can really move like Netflix, which we'll get to, and you'll see how much Netflix moves. About $80 after the day and day afterward. Same with Tesla, a big move. I see this minimum with positive movement from earnings, the new high or new all-time high. I think it'll get that, but it'll at least test it at 603 with potential move with earnings to 625, 620 area, somewhere in there. It honestly could see around 630 to 630. I'll go minimum with minimum 603, maximum 620 to 630. It could maybe even see higher than that, possibly. On the way down, normal low, 557, 558 area, somewhere right around there. Ultimate lows, bad movement with earnings takes it minimum to 540. Could see somewhere around 525 to 520. On the way back on down, I'm expecting somewhere there around a 50, minimum $25-ish move, 30 with a maximum right around 50 to 60. Microsoft, movement on Wednesday with earnings. Normal high of the week with just normal week would be this 33, 532 mark that we've been kind of failing at. Ultimate highs minimum with good earnings is going to take it to 442 with the potential move up to around 450, maybe a hair over it. Same way on the way down, we'll go right here, right around 422.50 in that channel that we created, resistance support area from before. Under that with bad earnings would take it down to around 410 to 405. I'm expecting around a $20-ish move here. Let's go over to Netflix. Already had its earnings, and you can see the big move that we made a couple of weeks ago, right? Well, it was week before last. Look at the move. That's what I'm saying. Meta could really move this week. Meta, in my opinion, has got the biggest potential to move. And then after that, followed up by Apple, Google, and AMD. So Meta, I'm anticipating about a $50, $60 move. Apple, Google, AMD, I'm anticipating about a $20, $25 max move. And then Amazon and Microsoft, in my opinion, same right, just a little bit lower than those with around a $15 to $25 move. Could be the same range, but maybe the lower end is a little bit lower than the others. Netflix here, though. Normal high of the week, 773. We created it. Ultimate high of the week, watch for move to all-time highs of 780 to 785. Normal low of the week, we just created the new channel, probably right around 745. Ultimate low of the week, watch for a move down to 735. Over to NVDA, I think channel mode's coming up, or 144.50. Normal high of the week, is there and set in. Ultimate high of the week over that. Watch for move to 147.50, maybe 148.75. On the way back on down, normal low of the week right around here, set in 137.50. Ultimate low of the week, watch for a crack back down to 135 to 134. Over to, and last but not least here, I think I've run through all these plays now, and the one that just saw big earnings movement last week, and this is what I'm talking about, anticipating a big week ahead with a lot of good solid movement. Big move there from Tesla, essentially from 210 to 270. Group, you're dreaming hard, Bubba. Now, I think this channel could be created unless we go to new highs. Normal high of the week, 271. Why? 52-week high. We could make a new high, yes, that we didn't make last week, but I'm still going to stay with that. Ultimate high over 271. Watch for a Scud missile again. 275 is on lock. 277.50, then 278.75. I'm going to go with 280 though. 280 to 285 ultimate high of the week. For the way back on down, your normal low of the week is going to be right around this 255 to 252 mark, somewhere in there. Ultimate low of the week would crash it back on down to this high, right through this area, right around 245s or something around there. Somewhere right around there for Tesla. Big week ahead with all these earnings, team. Take advantage of that. Like I said, we got Google and AMD Tuesday, Microsoft Meta Wednesday, Apple, Amazon Thursday. Big movement. Get ready for some fun. Same with the SPY as we head into the election, which we'll be talking about that next week, because then it could slow down next week. This week I think is great, but the following week, because the election on that Tuesday, could be a little bit more of a lackluster week. Small caps, same thing. Busy this week. Could be another great week. Next week, not so much. We need to take advantage of the stock market this week, because the next week is going to be gross.